Okay, breaking news. A little bit of a different one for you though. I am in Nando's because it is our 9-year anniversary. One before 10. Where's the ring, huh?
Where's the ring?
But so we come to Nando's every single year for our anniversary because that's where our first date was. And also, little News Daddy memorabilia here. Watch this. In my wallet, very old wallet, I don't use this anymore, you will find this. Now, this card was given to me on the date that we met at Nando's, and you flip it over, it says start 2017. So this is from 2016. Start 2017 with a chicken on us. I never used it, and I'm so glad I never did, because that is a piece of history right there, and 9 years later, I still have it. I'll give it to our maybe children one day.
Okay guys, so police have just revealed the nationality and race of the two men arrested after the mass stabbing on board that train, and there's actually a very deliberate reason why they've done this. So the first is a 32-year-old black British national, and the second is a 35-year-old British national of Caribbean descent. They said they were both born in the UK and both were arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. They also stated that initially counter-terrorism police were involved in this investigation, but they now say that at this stage there is nothing to suggest that this was a terrorism incident. Both of these men are being held in separate stations for questioning, and the reason that the British police have been so quick to come out and deliberately identify their race and nationality is essentially a part of a new effort to stop the spread of harmful speculation and misinformation online after these major incidents are reported on. So I'll keep you guys updated as we know more. Bro, squatters have hit the absolute jackpot after managing to take over an entire Spanish resort. All of the 92 suites are now occupied, and the owners still legally have to pay gas and electricity. This is Callao Sport Hotel on the popular holiday island of Tenerife. And about 10 months ago, it was broken into by a group of 12 what they call mafia squatters. What a name. And they've essentially refused to leave ever since. And they are now even renting out rooms as if they own it. And as a result of this, the crowd living there is now risen to about 200 people. Bro, the Christmas rave they're about to have is going to be outrageous. But you're probably wondering, how the hell is this possible? Well, Spain is renowned for having very strict tenant protection laws, especially when it comes to evictions. So the actual procedure to have someone removed from your property can be very lengthy and very difficult. In fact, the owners say that the bills they now have to pay per month is about 6,000 euros. They say that is triple of what they were paying when this resort was operational because of how many people live there. But the squatters, on the other hand, they're also blaming the government for this. They are saying that authorities have long neglected locals in favor of benefiting tourists. And because of that, house prices have reportedly risen to about 80% in the last decade in the region. So they claim that they can no longer afford rent, so they just kind of go wherever they need to. Now, after a year of litigation back and forth, a court has finally ordered the eviction of the squatters within 30 days. So I guess we'll see if they actually leave. Bro, China really be living in the future sometimes. They just set a world record after 16,000 drones took to the sky in what is now the largest synchronized drone display ever recorded. But the craziest part about this is that the previous world record, which they also had, was only 5,164, which was set in 2021. And now they tripled that in just a matter of years. Each drone followed a specific program flight path to create visuals of towers, blossoms, and a glowing sky tree, which then had fireworks launched out of its branches. What the hell are they gonna do in 2030? Miss Universe 2025 will go down as their most controversial year in history. So the winner was just revealed to be Mexico's Fatima Bosch, the same girl who was called a dumbhead by the pageant's director, triggering mass walkouts by contestants and a huge global backlash. But that was just a tiny fraction of the problems that they've run into this year. After that incident, a former winner of the contest was criticized for making racist comments online towards the pageant's director, calling him that despicable Chinese. And then when someone in the chat corrected her, saying that he was actually Thai, Alicia Machado said Chinese, Thai, Korean, to me, all of these people with slanted eyes like this are Chinese. This is while she was pulling the corners of her eyes. Miss Israel got a wave of death threats online after a clip of her went viral, seemingly giving Miss Palestine crazy side-eye. She then had to come out and deny these claims, saying that the footage was cropped and taken from a distorted angle, and that she did not look at Miss Palestine with any hostility. Miss Jamaica was placed on a stretcher and rushed to hospital after she fell off the stage during one of the walks, and then just days before the winner was set to be announced, two judges abruptly stepped down from the competition, with one of them accusing the pageant of being rigged. In fact, the president of the Miss Universe organization was even asked by reporters about these rigging allegations while he was literally standing next to the winner. Now, he strongly denied all of the accusations. But in the end, Thailand was runner-up, with Venezuela, Philippines, and the Ivory Coast also making it into the top 5. The question is, do you think that the right person won or not? This has never happened before in recorded history. A whole country this morning woke up to the news I don't think they were ever expecting. For the first time in roughly 10,000 years, this volcano has come back from the dead. And not only did its explosion send ash up to 15 kilometers in the sky, which is significantly higher than commercial airplanes fly at, but this massive plume can be seen from space. Now, while fortunately the volcano is located in northeast Ethiopia, which is one of the hottest and least inhabitable regions on Earth, the emissions are so intense that they're now drifting towards neighboring countries as well. And this thing can be spotted in villages hundreds of kilometers away. Jeez! Happy Monday, Ethiopia! Okay guys, breaking news. They have finally arrested two men in suspicion or in connection with the Louvre heist in Paris. Took a while, but they're not even sure if these are the ones. They've only got 96 hours to arrest them, detain them for questioning, and if they don't charge them, they're going to have to release them. What's even more interesting is that they arrested them at the airport, as one of them was trying to head to Mali, the other one was trying to head to Algeria, and obviously there was four men that robbed the Louvre in Paris. They've only got two of them so far. What's also interesting is that they said that the reason or the way that they found them was through DNA that was left at the scene. So how they have their DNA is interesting. Were they arrested before? Were they detained before? We don't know those things just yet, but they've got 96 hours to basically charge them with something or release them, see what they can find out. But when we know more, I'll keep you guys updated. Bro, what kind of cursed-ass jewelry did they steal? A rare tornado has just ripped through a French town just outside of Paris, killing 1, injuring 10, and leaving 4 people in critical condition. The tornado caused 3 cranes to come crashing down, one of which fell on a clinic. Entire roofs were torn off, cars were flipped, and power in the area was cut. More than 170 emergency personnel were mobilized to help support those affected. That's it, I've heard enough. Give him back. Jimmy has actually responded to the Mr. Beast is falling off claims, and he actually apologized. So for context, recently there's been a string of videos that have performed lower than average for Mr. Beast. I mean, we're still talking insane views, but people have started pointing out that he hasn't broken the 200 million mark for nearly a year now, which in 2024 was almost every upload. And somewhat unexpectedly today, Jimmy admitted just that, saying, after some reflection, I just want to say that I think that some of our newer YouTube videos haven't been as good as I wanted. I apologize. Your boy is going to go into ultra grind mode and make the greatest content of my life in 2026. Was bro not already in ultra grind mode? Now, some in the comments were telling him to not be so hard on himself, while others were saying that he's been focusing on so many different things lately. It's impossible to excel at everything equally. However, some weren't so nice, saying that his videos have become too optimized for attention, with them being too intense, loud, explosive, with so many different camera angles. And others said that the high dollar amount and super big things angle is getting old. But what do you guys think? Are people just yapping and Mr. Beast's views are fine? Or are you actually starting to watch less? Okay guys, breaking news. A US Air Force plane carrying the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, just declared an emergency over the Atlantic Ocean on the way home from a NATO meeting in Belgium. According to several sources, about 30 minutes into the flight, they detected a depressurization issue, which was due to a cracked windshield. The pilot turned back and had to make an unscheduled landing in the UK, where they currently remain. Chief Pentagon spokesperson Sean Parnell said that the plane landed based on all standard procedures and everyone on board is safe. Pete Hegseth just tweeted saying, "All good, thank God, mission continues. Is rap music really dying? For the first time in over 35 years, not one single rap song has made the top 40 of Billboard's Hot 100. Just think about that. Every single week since 1990, which is almost 2,000 weeks in a row, a rap song has made it into the top 40 until today. History once again. Now, there's two main reasons to this. One, which you'll hear unks in the comments saying, they don't make music like they used to. But secondly, Billboard recently made a rule change which removes songs if they are too old. Therefore, the last one hanging on, Luther by Kendrick, was recently taken out back. But I guess even that is beside the point, because what happened to all the music released in 2025? So the question has to be asked, is rap music dying, or is it just one bad year? They tried to raise an army and invade an island. Yeah. Two Texas men have just been arrested for planning to invade a Haiti island, wipe out all the men, and enslave the women for stuff that I can't even say on here. But this wasn't just something they spoke about on a Discord chat. They were actively planning to carry this out. They even tried to recruit homeless people in Washington for their army. You see, over the past year, 20 and 21-year-old Gavin and Tanner enrolled for the military and firearm training. They planned to learn how to sail. They took classes in the local language of the island that they were trying to invade, and they even intended to purchase an arsenal of weapons and ammunition. Now, thankfully, they didn't get too far in that training because they either dropped out or failed. But that's not even the craziest part, because they tried to take over the island of Gonave, which has 87,000 people. That's why court documents reveal that the pair intended to recruit more people online, as well as homeless men in Washington for this army, which they then intended to all sail over together on a boat to this island for a surprise attack. But not only were there 13 months of planning this thing discovered by authorities, but they now face a maximum of life in prison. They've been indicted on a long list of charges, including conspiracy to murder, mayhem, or kidnap persons in a foreign country. And on top of that, the two men were also accused of the production of child you-know-what. So yeah, they are cooked. Okay guys, breaking news. We have just got some of the most insane storm footage we may have ever seen. And what you were looking at is inside